As a content creator, there is not much more annoying than creating a piece of content than realizing that you've got to start over. And that's what happened with this video. I made the video just like I'm doing now, sitting here talking to you. And then I accidentally pressed something on this gimbal, and then it said recording canceled. And so instead of sitting around and trying to talk for another 20 minutes or so, I just left and came back, and now I'm doing it again. But what I want to talk about today, again, is passive income. Passive income is a buzzword that you hear a lot, that people talk about, and they use it as a motivating factor. They use it as a way to sell a course. But before we get into that, I want to just come up with an idea for you. Making money online is simple. I like to try and start every video with one of these ideas just to show you that there's so much opportunity out there. Making money online is simple. When I was when I was down by the lake a few days ago, I saw a guy fishing. And the fishing niche is a really big and profitable niche. Let me explain. In addition to promoting the fishing lures, I always say lures weird, the fishing line, the fishing poles, expensive fishing poles and tackle and all of that stuff. In addition to, if you're doing ice fishing, you could promote the shanties and the saws and all that stuff. What if you promoted different destinations? What if you were an affiliate for like Travelocity or Expedia, and you said, hey, here are the 10 best places to fish in Wisconsin. And then you said, hey, if you want to fly, if you want to go to these places, if you want to go to like, what's a place in Wisconsin? If you want to go to Sturgeon Bay and fish, use my link down below to book your reservation. You earn a commission simply recommending something that they want to do anyway. But I think it's so cool that there's so many different opportunities out there. And the reason why I like to share these different opportunities with you is to show you, like, just look around. All you gotta do is literally open your eyes and you'll see so many different opportunities. They're not gonna be as saturated or competitive, and you can get up and running relatively quickly and start seeing success. The other thing that I think is really important is you have to get out of your own way. I'm going to make a video maybe tomorrow, which is going to be more of a tougher video. It's going to be kind of like a more mean, aggressive video, but something you really need to hear. But I think a lot of the success, I'm sure you've heard this before, but people that aren't as smart as you are having success. And the reason is they don't overthink it. They see something that they want to do, and they just jump in it. They jump in it with hands and feet. They don't spend time overthinking it. They jump in, and then they try and figure it out from there. And I think that if you could do that, you could be much more successful. Stop overthinking it. Don't think about all of the problems that can go wrong. Think about the opportunities that will present itself when they go right. So I want to encourage you to stop overthinking it. If you see an idea, do it. Don't wait for confirmation. Don't sit around hemming and hawing about it. Just jump in and do it. The worst thing that could happen is that you do it, you don't make any money, but you learn a lot from it, right? Because a lot of what you guys are doing is you're simply creating content. You create content about fishing for 3 weeks and you don't make any money. Right now, you're not making any money anyway, so the only thing that you're losing is time that you would have already lost. But you're gaining experience, you're gaining knowledge, you're figuring out what does and doesn't work. So I want to encourage you to get out of your own way. I want to encourage you. Hey, Bruno, come here. Come up here. Come up here. See if you can see my dog. Come here. Bruno, look. It's stuck on my face, so you won't be able to see him, but maybe he'll make an appearance in the background. Anyway, get out of your own way. It's not even that big of a risk anymore. You simply hop on TikTok or YouTube or wherever you want to be, and you create content. Create short vertical videos about people's goals, dreams, values, things that they're thinking but afraid to say out loud, their pain points. And the worst thing that could happen is what's already happening. You're not making any money. So to me, it's worth the risk. One thing I also want to tell you first of all, thanks for watching these videos, guys. The reason why I started making videos like this is I noticed a shift. I noticed a shift in the type of content that's working. And this shift is really, I think, has a lot to do with TikTok. A few years ago, maybe 5 to 7 years ago, everybody was following the Mr. Beast method. Highly edited, highly produced videos where something was changing on the screen every 5 seconds. They were text on the screen, music in the background, loud explosions, all of that stuff was happening every 5 to 7 seconds because that's what kept people's attention. Now, hopefully you're noticing that there's a shift happening. People are kind of just sitting down with their camera, turning it on, and they're talking to you. What I want you to start doing is when you become a content creator, start watching content critically. Don't just watch content to consume or learn information. Think about what's working. Why is this content resonating? Why is it resonating with me? Why does it have so many views? And I think the thing that's working out right now is it's not overproduced. It's not highly edited. I'm sitting down, I'm talking to you. In fact, the videos that I've uploaded over the last 2 weeks, they haven't been edited at all. They've been just me sitting down and yapping for 20 or 30 minutes, however long it goes. And I don't edit it at all. I try and fix the audio because the audio is kind of weird. I'll be peaking for whatever reason. I've got to get that figured out. But I don't edit these videos. So now I think is the best time for you to get started. Whatever it is that you want to be known for, sit down, open up your camera. It could be an iPhone. An iPhone's a good place to start. Or smartphone, open it up, hold it up, or prop it up against books, sit outside and just talk. Talk about what you know. Talk about things that are important to you. And once again, if you're consistent and persistent, you can start building an audience. So I think right now is probably one of the best times to start. 5 years ago, you had to learn a bunch of video editing. You had to learn about motion graphics. You had to learn about jump cuts and all that stuff. I think right now people are tired of it. They're tired of the overproduced, highly hyped, lots of action but little substance. If you can provide lots of substance and little action, I think that you can grow rather quickly. And it comes down to, that's why I say faceless is so powerful these days, is because, and I said this in one of my earlier videos, I think last week, on a faceless account, people are looking for a reason to leave. And on one of my faceless accounts, a person said, oh, this sounds like AI, so I'm jumping ship. But when you're showing your face, when you're just showing your face is kind of vulnerable. When you're showing your face, people are looking for a reason to stay. They don't really care about me saying I just said ah. They don't care that you're not necessarily looking at into the camera every second. Heck, they don't even care that you stutter or that you might have these long dramatic pauses. They're looking for a reason to stay, and that will help you with watch time. The video that I uploaded yesterday had a 6-minute watch time. That's a long time for the average. That means like people were watching 12 minutes of the video. That's a long time for a YouTube video when people usually are watching 4 minutes. 6 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes of a video of me just sitting down and looking right into the camera and talking about something that I know. That's a pretty powerful thing. And so right now, commit to yourself to go out, sit down, turn on your camera, look right into it, or look around it, look above it, look just behind it, like right at what I'm doing now, and talk. Talk to one person. Talk to your older brother. Talk to your cousin. Actually, what I would say is talk to the younger version of yourself. Whatever you know how to do. If you know how to fish, and it's funny, I'll talk about fishing. I'm going to jump back to fishing in a second. But if you know how to fish, sit down, talk to the younger you, and teach that person how to fish. If you need to have a tackle box in your hand to kind of show them what to do, do it. What's really funny about fishing is about 2 years ago, my oldest son wanted to learn how to fish. And though I'd only been fishing, twice in my life, and I was both young. But my son's like, Dad, I want to learn how to fish and I want to make sure that he had a great experience. So what did I do? I went to the internet and I started searching how to fish. And what was really cool about it is a number of people had step-by-step directions on how to start fishing. And then, of course, they had affiliate links in the description of their videos. One guy even had a course on how to start fishing for beginners. You can profit literally off of anything. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about passive income. Passive income, passive income, passive income. It's a buzzword that I'm sure you've heard a million times. The problem that I have with the word passive income is that people assume that you can get right to the passive income. And the other funny thing is everyone telling you about passive income is actively doing it. Like, in order for me to talk to you about passive income and how to make passive income, I've got to make a YouTube video. And making a YouTube video or a TikTok is active income. I hate passive income or that term because I think a lot of people believe that they don't have to do any work. When in reality, passive income is a return on the work that you've done previously. So what I mean by that is I've got thousands of videos out into the world. And a good portion of those videos pay me every single day, whether it's with affiliate marketing or digital products or even with ad revenue. But I would never have earned that income if I didn't do the work a little bit earlier. And I think when people hear passive income, it creates a false expectation. And if you can manage and have the right expectation, sure, you can achieve what is called passive income. I call it return on investment income. But in order for you to get passive income, you need to be actively doing it. And I don't know that there's anything in this world that is truly passive. For example, I have a house here. A house appreciates in value just as long as it's kept up, as long as the grass is cut, as long as it's not destroyed on the inside. The house will retain and appreciate in value. Same with stocks. As long as you're managing the stock and you're looking at it, and you still got to do the research to find which stocks are going to work best for you in your situation. Those things are passive, but you still have to do the work up front. So I would like for people to stop focusing on how to get passive income, how to make passive income, and actually start putting in the work, dedicating yourself to putting in the work so that you can get that return on your investment. And really, if you're creating content, if you're doing organic content, your investment is time. Time is our most valuable asset. We don't get it back. And so just like me right here creating this video for you, this is my time that's invested. And hopefully people resonate with this video and they invest their time in watching most of the video so that I can see a return on my investment. So regardless of what you're doing, even if you hire a team of people, for example, I hire my thumbnail editor, my video editor through a platform called onlinejobs.ph. Now you might think, hey, hiring somebody to do this is passive, and it isn't. It's far from passive. First you've got to set up a job application. You've got to write it coherently. I got the birds chirping in the background. I don't know if you can hear them. You got to write it coherently. But the second you submit an application through onlinejobs.ph, you're going to have at least 50 applicants. And for each one of those applicants, you've got to go through the applicant and look at their samples. And then you've got to make a quick decision based on what they've written and their samples to move them on to the next round. Other people, you're going to say no thanks. The people you decide to move on to the next round, you're going to give them a paid quiz. And then through the paid quiz, you got to review that. So like even when you hire people, and then once you get them hired and on board, you still have to train them and manage them. As someone that has managed adjunct instructors, there are people out there that are incredibly needy. There are people out there that need to be told that they're doing a good job, or else they don't feel value and they get scared and nervous. Anyway, getting back to the main point. I want you to stop thinking about passive income. I want you to start thinking about putting in as much time, energy, and effort as possible so that the content that you create does the work for you eventually, right? In my opinion, it's starting to rain. Hopefully it's not sounding too bad, but And I'll wrap this up pretty quick here, but I think if you're thinking about passive income as a beginner, you're doing yourself a disservice. And what I mean by that is you can't get to the passive income until you start actively doing work. Oh no. Am I done recording? No, it says I'm still recording. Let's see. It says that that's working. Okay, so this might be my sign to wrap things up. But anyway, in order for you to get passive income, you've got to actively do the work. Commit to doing the work for 6 months. Commit to putting in 3, 4, 5 hours of doing the work. And the work includes learning a skill. Implement what you're learning. The work doesn't include just doing the research. You've got to be figuring out what you don't know. You've got to be, once you figure out what you don't know, you've got to learn that skill and then implement it. And that's what I'm going to challenge you to do. I want to challenge you to do the work, to go out and try and figure out what you don't know. Because even with a YouTube video, my YouTube videos are usually a little bit longer. And I really hope you're getting this because it's good information. Every YouTube video, regardless of what you see, there's always going to be a component that isn't laid out inside of a video or a course. Because the way that my journey goes when I'm like starting online business might be slightly different than your journey. And so you could follow it to a T and things still be slightly different. And so you're still going to have to identify what you don't know. Even if you buy a course, identify what you don't know, figure out ways to bridge that gap by learning more through like YouTube or simply asking questions, and then you can potentially be successful. I'm really nervous now that I'm not recording. Anyway, stop thinking about passive income. If you're brand new to the game, if you haven't made $1 on the line, if you make less than $500 per month, stop thinking about passive income. Think about how much work I can put in, how much value I can add, how many people can I help per day? How can I help more people? And the more people you help, the quicker you'll get to passive income. And so I really hate that term. I hate the fact that people throw it around. I hate that people tell you that passive income is easy, because it isn't. And it's really annoying to think that there are people out there that want you to believe that there's passive income. Because making money online is simple. And if you could really make passive income, I could make one YouTube video or 10 YouTube videos or 1,000 YouTube videos and never have to make another single video again. But if I stop making videos, then the algorithm forgets about me. My views will start to drop off. Now, it might take a little bit longer for the views to drop off because I've got so many videos out working for me, but eventually those views are going to drop off. If you stop running Facebook ads, then you're going to stop getting clients, and then you won't make any money. So from today forward, personally, I would recommend that you stop using the term passive income, start using the term return on investment income, and dedicate yourself to working and learning and developing your skills so that you can get the return on investment. The other thing that you've got to realize is that in the beginning, when you're first learning how to do this and you're learning a skill, your return on investment is going to be really low because you're not good at making content. You're not good at identifying what the customer wants and needs. But as you continue, as you get better, you'll start to get better at making content. And then your time will become more valuable. So in the very beginning, you might make $1 an hour. That might be the value that you present because you're just not good at making content. But over time, your value could go from $1 an hour to $100 an hour or $1,000 an hour. And you've got to continuously create content and commit to getting better so that you can get to that level. A lot of people quit before they reach that pinnacle to making $100 an hour with their content, and they never know. They never see it. But you've got to be willing to go through that tough part. It's just like starting a new job or a new career. When you start a new job, you start a new career, you start at the bottom of the totem pole. And that's because you don't have the knowledge, skills, and ability to command more. But as you work in a job for longer, you have been through every situation, you have the knowledge, skills, and experience, and then that's why you get raises. That's why you get promotions, because you have identified and you've seen these different things before, and creating content is no different. So I want you to go out there, stop using passive income, commit to putting in the work. Don't limit yourself either. I see people out there saying, I'm going to do this for 6 months, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to quit. You don't know how long it's going to take you to learn how to make content. You don't know how long it's going to take you to learn how to be good at content. And so if you put a limit on yourself, you're going to be looking at the clock. You're going to be looking up, okay, I'm 10 days away and I'm still not making money. Don't limit yourself that way. There's so many things working against you. The last thing that you should do is set another hurdle or barrier. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions. Also, I am going to be doing a Q&A where you guys send me questions, and I'll do a video just like this where I'm answering them. So yeah, thanks so much, guys, and have a great day.